What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel. And Michigan State kicks off the Maui Invitational with a 72-56 win over Colorado, a game in which Michigan State pretty much controlled for the whole 40 minutes of this thing. There was a lot of good things that we can take from this going forward in this tournament and for the rest of the season. We're going to talk about it, but first, if you could just hit that like and subscribe button down there. More Michigan State basketball content on the channel. We'll be back with a preview for tomorrow's game against Memphis. That's right, Memphis beat UConn earlier today, and we will be back to preview that game for a shot to go to the Maui Invitational Championship game. But anyway, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video. So jumping in, 72-56 for Michigan State, and this was a game that they closed the first half on an absolutely incredible run. 13-2 run to end the first half, go into halftime up by 13, close it out in the second half to get a 16-point win, a game in which you were favored by, I think the line closed at about 5.5. You blew that out of the water, and there was a lot of good things to take from this game, as I said, but as always, I kind of like to just talk about some concerning things. First, get the bad out of the way first, and then dive into the good. And really the bad, there was not a whole lot of bad from this game, except, you guessed it, even those soft rims that look like a Fisher-Price rim in the Maui gym. Love the Maui gym, but those rims are incredibly soft, like you're shooting on a little Tykes rim out in the backyard. Even those rims could not help Michigan State, shooting 2 for 21 on three-pointers in this game. And a lot of them, like, it's not like they're like airballing, missing terribly. They're getting them on the rim, and they're just not going in. A few of them bounced up there, just would not go in. So I'm going to give this a 2 more game sample size after this for the whole Maui tournament to see how they shoot. If you don't get your shooting right shooting on these rims in Maui, the shooting might not ever come around this season. But the encouraging part for that, we'll turn the good into the bad, because really that's the only bad thing. I'll harp on a few players here for a second, but really we kind of mentioned it that Tom Izzo talked about it after one of the games here recently. Like, Michigan State is winning these games and shooting 20% from three, and that might have even went down after this game for the season, but Michigan State is finding ways, doing a lot of other really good things, just not shooting the three ball well. If they were shooting the three ball well in this game, you shot 21 threes, you made 2 of them. If you make 5 to 7 of these threes, you're looking at like 90-56, like a 30-40 point win. Like, I know that's not how it works. Like, the scoring for Colorado would probably be a little bit skewed up as well, but I mean, you get what I'm saying. Like, you turn a 16-point win into close to a 30-point win. Essentially, if you make 4 or 5 more of these threes to even shoot about 30%, you know, and that's not even shooting. I don't even know. I don't have the numbers up in front of me, but my guess is that would barely be top 50, top 70 in the country if you shoot 30%. And yeah, it's just insane. I don't think we've seen stretches, Michigan State, beginning of the year, struggling to shoot 3. I don't think we've ever seen a stretch like this, struggling to shoot for this long and this poorly, but they got to be due, right? You know, one of these games, and hopefully it's tomorrow, or if you can win tomorrow, hopefully in the championship on Wednesday. You got to win tomorrow first. Memphis is going to be a really tough game, and we'll talk about that, but I'm going to give it, long story short, I'm going to give it a little bit more of a sample size, but 2 for 21, not great again. And then just harping on a few players, again, not bad. Like, Xavier Booker, yes, he only had 1 rebound, missed a couple of blockouts, a few defensive things. As we said, still a work in progress there, but I don't even want to say that it was a bad game from Xavier Booker. Like, yes, 2 for 6, 0 for 4 from 3 isn't great, but he had some, like, he showed some stuff for a couple minutes. As a whole, yes, rebounding's got to be better. 2 blocks, 4 fouls. Got to be able to defend without fouling, grab some more rebounds, get some more shots to fall. But, I mean, overall for Xavier, like, I'm not even saying this is a bad game. As I said, you know, just a few missed defensive rotations, few missed opportunities on rebounds. But overall, that's really the only bad, the only 2 things that really have to harp on. in terms of bad. So that being said, we'll hop into the good. I'll keep it for the team stuff so far, but I mean, 10 for 13 from the free throw line, about 77% rebounding. And rebounding is the thing that I think gets me most excited because, I mean, that was vintage Michigan State. Out rebounding Colorado, 37 to 27. It felt like 57 to 17. It did not feel like it was a 10-point rebounding deficit for Colorado. It felt like vintage Michigan State basketball, that they were just grabbing every single rebound possible, getting out, running, winning the fast break, 22 to 6 advantage there. I mean, they were just being active on defense as well, which is what we talked about. Your shots not falling, stuff like that on offense, still a work in progress. Lean on your defense. That's exactly what they did. 6 steals, 4 blocks, forcing 12 turnovers from Colorado, holding them to 28 points in the paint, scoring 50 points in the paint yourself. I mean, that was just an incredible defensive performance. The best defensive performance from the whole year, and I think this was the most complete game from Michigan State this whole year. You know, start to finish, defensive side of the ball, offensive side of the ball, and you know, besides 3-point shooting, like I think this was close to a perfect game for Michigan State. Few things here or there. 11 turnovers, cleaned that up a little bit. But, you know, I think Izzo even talked about, you know, wanting to float around that, you know, 8 to 11, 12 turnovers a game. If they're floating around that, you're not going to play, you know, turnover free. You can't ask your guys to play turnover free because it's not going to happen. But, you know, floating in that range right now, really solid. The best team performance of the year. And, you know, shouting out some individual performances. I thought Jeremy Fears kind of bounced back really well in this game, especially offensively. 8 points, was being a little bit more aggressive, getting to the lane, going up for his shot, hit a few nice floaters, and then 6 assists as well. Was able to find his guys, found Carson Cooper on a nice little wraparound pass, you know, running under the baseline and finding Coop underneath. Coop, I thought, was solid in this game as well. 6 points, 6 rebounds, had a nasty block as well. 3 for 3 from the field. Thought he held up solidly on the defensive end as well. Cohen Carr, again, just making winning plays. 8 points, 4 for 4 from the field, 2 steals. Simone Zapala, I think, was a man in the paint as well. 7 points, 8 rebounds, 2 for 5 from the field. Not too bad there. Frankie Fiddler, I thought, had some nice moments on offense, getting to the lane, not just seeking out the foul, but getting to the lane, finishing through contact. Only went to the line once, 2 for 2 from the line, and then 1 for 4 from 3. Did see a 3 go down. That was a positive from him and Jace. Only 2 3-pointers on the night. But I think the thing that gets me most excited about Frankie tonight was 6 rebounds. That was a key that we talked about with Frankie, is especially when your shot's not going down, affecting the game in other ways, whether it be on the glass, whether it be defensively. Had a steal in this game as well. So I thought that was a positive for Frankie in this game. Jaden Akins, only 4 points, 0 for 4 from 3, 2 for 8 from the field. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Thought he was doing some good stuff defensively. Had some nice baskets. I think all 4 of his points were in the first half, but had a nice pullback, step back jumper in the first half at the left elbow at a key time for Michigan State. Trey Holloman, I think, is just a calming presence when he comes out there. He did lead the team with 3 turnovers, though, but 7 points and an assist, 2 for 7 from the field. I did like that we saw some Kurtang minutes as well. And not just, you know, garbage time minutes. Like, there was still quite a bit of time left in the game when he came in. Didn't score, but 1 rebound, 1 assist. Didn't get a shot up, but I like to see him. I'm hoping still this early part of the season. You know, who knows how these next 2 games go in Maui. But in December, hoping to get him on the floor a little more. And then the story of the night, Jace Richardson. I tweeted out during the game, I mean, Jace might just mess around and win Big Ten Freshman of the Year. I mean, he has been that impactful for Michigan State all year, especially coming into this game, not even knowing if he would play. He had a good idea from what Izzo said before they left for the trip that he would, but I mean, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 6 for 8 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. I mean, he just makes winning plays. I mean, I will continue to say it. We've been singing his praises here since the summer, since the Spain trip. I mean, he just makes winning plays. He forces himself onto the court, and it's just incredible to watch him play. I mean, second on the team in minutes, 23 minutes. The only person who played more was Jaden Akins, played 26, but him and Jeremy Fears played 23. But anyway, a solid game start to finish for Michigan State. I think their best game so far of the year. Now you move on to Memphis. Going to be a lot tougher task. Obviously, they took down number 2 seeded back-to-back, two-time defending national champions UConn today. So going to be a tough matchup. We'll be back, though. You should be seeing this on Monday night. We'll be back tomorrow morning, first thing, 7 a.m. with a preview for that Memphis game tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We'll be back to recap that game as well and preview Michigan State's third game on Wednesday. Hopefully it's for the Maui Championship. Would love to see that. A lot of work to do to beat Memphis, though, first. So anyway, that'll do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.